They're determined. They have bombs. They want to kill people at the airport. They killed 10 or so people. They can get those kinds of returns in just about any public space.
That's Michael Jenkins, a former Green Beret who spent 40 years trying to make air travel in the U.S. safer, talking about the Brussels terrorist attacks that happened on March 22nd. During those attacks, terrorists linked to the Islamic State killed 35 people with 3 coordinated explosions, 2 of them at the Brussels airport near the check-in lines, what we call the ticketing counter, an area that is before people enter the main security wing in the airport. In the days since, there have been calls to move back the security checkpoint line to the door of the airport.
That in turn creates a crowd, a backup of individuals waiting to go through that security, and they themselves become another vulnerable target.
What can be done to keep U.S. airports safe? Are travelers at risk for terror while they're waiting online to go on the airplane? I needed an on-the-ground view, so I went with Anthony C. Roman, who is an aviation security expert and former pilot, over to JFK Airport to check out what they were doing wrong, what they were doing right, and what they could do better. The first thing that we noticed when we walked in is that the heavily armed police and National Guardsmen that you saw right after the Brussels attacks are not there anymore. As near as we could tell, there was no visible security other than a couple of unarmed TSA agents and a particularly alert couple from Ireland who stopped us while we were filming.
Wonderful. You are my friend.
Anthony's idea is to make the airport in its entirety a secured facility by screening vehicles and passengers at checkpoints before they even get on the property.
We need the highest level of security, and that security begins at the facility's perimeter.
This mimics the Israeli model. However, Israel is obviously a much smaller country, and the threat that they face is a little bit different than the U.S. Finally, I had to ask Anthony for some hard advice that people need to hear. What happens if you're in the airport with your family and the unthinkable happens? What do? Bomb goes off. What do we do?
Run.
Yeah?
Run. If you can help anyone along the way, do it. But move and move quickly.
What we got to get away from is the idea that there is this bang, that's the solution. No, there's not. There's 100 different things that you employ together, coordinated, to make a decent solution to this. I would go so far as to say that we've done a pretty good job. I don't remember the last bombing that happened at a U.S. airport.
Yeah. Homeland Security and the FBI, since 9/11, have thwarted 69, what they are calling major plots that have happened. But I think the idea of screening, maybe it's not a permanent solution, but maybe it's something you do now.